way! For God's sake! Seriously? You doing this to me? Again?
Sounds familiar, as you often wish you had that extra 10 or 20 kilometers range. Stick with us, we've got you covered. What is happening, riders? As usual, MJ here, and this week we are covering 5 simple tips to maximize your battery range without charging it. Should you use double motor or single motor? Few tips on riding speed and acceleration, efficient braking and optimal tire pressure. What is it? About all that and more shortly. Dual motor or single motor? First of all, the question of the decade. Which mode is more friendly to your battery? Single motor or dual motor? What if I told you that you are saving your battery when using not single, but double motor? Surprised? So was I, at first. But then I did some testing. I was riding my favorite route of 55 kilometers using single motor, and the next day, exact same route using double motor. I was maintaining constant similar speed both days. And weather conditions were also very similar. At the end of the day, I had 8% higher remaining battery level using double motor. Without going into much technical stuff, when you think about it, it actually makes sense. And the idea is very simple. If you are using single motor, it has to cope with the whole load on its own. And in that case, power consumption goes up exponentially. However, dividing the load for 2 separate motors apparently is more power efficient. It saves your battery. But only if you maintain constant speed. This will not work if you plan enjoying that nice acceleration from your double motor. Acceleration and top speed. I know, doing burnouts or drag racing, if you will, is fun, but not for your battery. So instead of shooting forward, be gentle to your battery. Be a gentleman. She will thank you. And try to maintain your speed at the same cruising level as much as possible and avoid sudden acceleration. As for the top speed, battery consumption increases exponentially when the speed goes up. So maintaining your speed between 20 and 30 kph is the best option if you care for the longer range. Next tip, braking. As awkward as it may sound, you're wasting your energy when braking. I'm not saying you shouldn't brake, but do it in a smart way. Most scooter models have regenerative brakes, which usually kicks in when you gently start pressing your brake handle. So instead of slamming on the brakes, if possible, plan your braking. Of course, I know, there are some situations when you really have to push your brakes to the limit. But other than that, apply your brakes gently, so that you were using regenerative brakes and returning some of that energy back to your battery. Tire pressure. Higher tire pressure increases your total range, but at the same time, it makes your riding harder and you are feeling every bump on the road. That does not mean you should be riding with high pressure. All I'm saying, you should be checking your tire pressure on a regular basis and make sure it's not too low. Otherwise, bigger tire surface will be touching the ground and your scooter will need to use more energy to overcome that increased traction. I would recommend sticking to the indicated values, which you will always find written on your tires. Last but not least, external factors. Temperature. You cannot do much here, but have in mind that cold weather is one of the biggest enemies your battery could have, which can decrease your range in double digits. Road type. The smoother the surface, the longer you will go. If possible, avoid gravel and off-road. Inclines. Also very unfriendly for your battery. Sometimes it's even a good idea to do a few extra kilometers, but to avoid steep inclines. The next one, guess what? Yes, declines. It's like BFF of your battery, especially steep ones. Going downhill, you often use your brakes. If this is the case, use regenerative brakes. And this way, charge your battery. Weight. The lighter you are, the more mileage you will cover. Wearing something heavy like backpacks will not help for sure. Very roughly, based on my personal experience, 10 extra kilos equals to minus 10% of your total range. So get rid of all unnecessary stuff, because every little helps. But this is not an excuse to not be wearing your helmet. I know that nobody wants to be riding very conservatively. It has to be fun after all, and you should be smiling. But bear in mind these tips. It all adds up eventually. Drive safe, don't leave your helmets at home, and have a good one. Order some pizza, because pizza's on me. Dude, I think I forgot to charge my battery. What? Really? I know that nobody wants to be riding very conservatively. So get rid of all unnecessary stuff, because every little helps. But this is not an excuse to... Wearing something heavy, like backpacks, will not have 10 extra kilos equals to... Wear it, don't leave it at home.